假如书籍会说话，今日对话，生命中的美好缺憾。
Teacher, Kwehan, you said that the finiteness of life makes love deeper, but when I lay in the hospital bed, all I felt was that my future had been taken away. How is that beautiful?
Sickbed is not an endpoint, but a microscope. It magnifies the warmth in every glance, making the present moment vivid and tangible. Have you ever heard healthy people discuss the weight of their breath?
But the pain of chemotherapy is real. Don't you think optimism can be a form of cruelty?
I've never seen anyone defeat cancer with a smile. But those young people who continue to tell dark jokes even after vomiting, they're not fighting the disease itself, but rather the dominion of fear.
Do the parents' forced composure in front of me give any meaning to the stifled love?
Have you ever seen a bird with its wings drenched by a torrential downpour? They never tremble in front of their chicks. The 3 minutes your mother spent crying late at night, clutching the test results, are the most valiant battle medals she has ever earned.
If I am destined to disappear, the traces I leave behind in this world will soon be erased, won't they?
The footprints on the beach are washed away by the tide, but the shells remember the shape of the waves. Just like the silly 4 stickers you drew for your fellow patients the other day, they have become a symbol of survival, circulating through 7 wards.
You always say to accept imperfections, but how can you not feel resentful when you see your withered self in the mirror?
Have you ever seen a dandelion? Its most beautiful moment is precisely when it begins to scatter. The light traces beneath your skin are another syntax of the stars and galaxies.
When healthy friendships gradually drift apart, is this evidence that love cannot withstand the test? Migratory birds may leave the trees in winter, but the tree rings remember their presence. The boy who recorded 327 silly and cute videos for you is now writing his nursing thesis on gamophobia. Why are the love stories in TV dramas about terminal illnesses always so melodramatic?
Living writer cannot pen a true death poem yesterday. In a painkiller-induced delusion, you read the patterns on the curtains as a love poem. That is the genuine montage of life.
How can one maintain the dignity of love in the midst of pain?
Snip a segment of an 4 tube and weave it into a ring. Pen a haiku along the edge of a CT scan. And in the haze of morphine, write a letter to a stranger 20 years from now. Pain may erode the flesh, but it cannot corrode your power to create beauty.
Does it count as betrayal when my parents secretly prepare for their end-of-life affairs, leaving me feeling heartbroken?
The mortician said they recently received a special order. A father requested that his child's game ID be engraved on the urn, while the mother was choosing a notebook that would sprout seeds. They are not preparing for a farewell. They are learning how to extend your dawn.
My friend says my struggle is inspiring, but I only feel exhausted. What should I do?
You don't have to burn every day. Allow yourself to be ashes for a while. Have you ever seen a volcano in its dormant phase? Those solidified lava flows later become wondrous landscapes in the eyes of travelers.
How long will the person I loved remember me?
On the day of the 25th birthday, an asteroid was named after the mole at the corner of your eye. Every night when he looks up, the entire galaxy is filled with traces of your wanderings.
With medical expenses draining my family's savings, do I deserve to be loved?
Have you ever seen the steel framework at a construction site? The more weight a structure is designed to bear, the more closely the steel bars are arranged. The extra night shifts your father takes each month are the most heartfelt sonnets he writes to the passing years.
Why is it harder to speak from the heart when facing death?
Standing before the genuine murals of Mogao caves, we fear that even our breath might disturb them. Try using a voice memo instead of a confession, letting electromagnetic waves hold those scorching sparks for you first.
How can one forgive the unfairness of fate?
There's no need for forgiveness, but one must gaze. Like the wild ginger you planted on the ICU windowsill yesterday. It doesn't need to understand the hardness of concrete. It still seeks the dawn through the cracks with its roots.
When the body is in decline, is love really anything more than sympathy?
The eyes may age, but the gaze never does. When the nurse was changing the dressing, your boyfriend suddenly pointed out the nebula pattern in your iris, a cosmic romance that healthy eyes cannot capture.
If I can't make it to next year's Cherry Blossom Festival, what does all this effort mean?
In Kyoto, the roots of a centuries-old cherry tree are entwined with a hairpin that belonged to a girl who died of illness 300 years ago. The lavender seeds you sewed into the wig are now growing between the fingers of a patient in some future time.
How should one deal with things they want to do but never seem to find the time for?
Put a question mark next to the 7th item on the bucket list and annotate the blank space with "here." A galaxy passes by. The real regret is not in leaving things unfinished, but in never having let moonlight seep through our fingers.
The treatment left me disfigured. Am I still worthy of love? The broken columns of Santorini have attracted even more artists. The scar on your left cheek is forming a unique web of lines, a spiritual map that some future poet will spend their life pursuing. How can one be sure they have truly lived?
Check the soil after the heavy rain. If you have helped at least one person rediscover the far side of the moon, then your gravitational imprint will be left on the entire tidal system.
Finally, could you explain the beautiful imperfection in the book's title in one sentence?
We are amber gnawed by insects, and it is precisely because of the cracks that starlight can penetrate the dusk of 100 million years ago. Look. The shattered parts in your eyes are now refracting the entire solar system.